Sorry guys, 1 second. Thought I had to set up, but I guess I didn't. Huh. Yeah, good enough. Have you? Sorry guys, but sorry guys. I've got COVID, so I might be coughing a lot through this. I apologize. I will try and mute myself for most of the coughs. But yeah. Yeah, guys, welcome. Yeah, guys, welcome back to the video. Captain Yap here, and today we are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra. One sec. Ultra Deluxe. Ultra Deluxe. Try to do it like dun, but face cam is very small. Anyway, yeah, Ultra Deluxe. Welcome. You know what? For this game, I'll make the face cam bigger. Just because it's... move camera over there. That would be useful. Huh. I can't figure out how to... Nope. Okay, well, have I played the Stanley Parable before? No, I have not, because I am not a PC gamer, so I have no access to it. Please, just until the computer is barely visible. Please enter the current time. It is 7. (7:01 p.m.) Oh wait, do I have to manually? Yeah, 7. Again, I am so sorry, I forgot to mute myself. 7:01. It's just changed to 7:02. You kidding me? 7:02. The settings could be changed to the main. So I'm trying to get it sorted out perfectly, but it's not working, and I know no one wants to see up close with my face, so I'm trying to just get this sorted out quickly. There we go. I apologize. Anyway, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Look at the gear. It's like Inception. Is that? I don't know. I'm taking a yes here. Field of view. Let's knock that up to 90. Make sure it's not inverted. Yep. Actually, controls would be useful. Interacts X, alright. And crouches. Left trigger. Alright, begin the game. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. Over and over.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it...
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this?
Bullshit man screaming.
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
There's a trophy for
Now,
this?
suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
You really gonna make me click this 1, 2, 3. Let's just spam it.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing
come on.
true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50
I apologize for this, guys. And yes, I am streaming. Again, as I said at the start, I
No.
Oh,
I'm
for God's
still not
sake.
feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness
Do I
to
have to
go
break
all the
my-
way no
my
matter
X
the
button?
cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
You really gonna make me... Really gonna make me do this? Alright, fine. Nothing there. Oh, it's just an unnumbered door. But yeah, as I was saying, I do have COVID, unfortunately, so I will be coughing a lot. I will try to mute my mic as much as possible.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
And you continue to be boring AF. Oh, what? 4.7.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
427, 429, we're 30.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
You really gonna make me do this?
Now, back to door number 437.
I apologize, I kinda just want this trophy.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
You really think this is funny?
Okay,
Trophy.
now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I like bash his head against the fucking window. Like, bruh, come on, just...
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 4... Yes!
Finally.
We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley.
Yeah, I got
Nothing
2
could hold you
trophies.
back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Anyway, as I was saying, the Stanley Parable.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left. Nah, I'm joking. Alright, I will listen to you. Mysterious voice in my head.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tips to not get fired, how to solve a dispute with a coworker, let it ball up inside you, take out passive aggressively on other coworkers, using slice to assure everything that is okay. Broom closet. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You sure there's nothing in here?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But you keep saying stuff, which makes me think there's stuff in here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I wonder what FA stands for. Fantastic avocados?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because I like fucking with you, mate. You're confused as fuck and I'm happy about it.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Exactly.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
What do you mean? The broom closet ending is amazing. The broom closet ending is absolutely
Stanley was
amazing.
fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yeah, I could be addicted to worse.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
You are really getting pissed off. Jesus, alright, fine.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oh yeah? Is that a challenge?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright, fine. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is this your office? Nope. Aha! Executive bathroom. To be rich is it a crime? To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it would be to just have to pick one. To have to pick just one. Can I just like flood his toilet?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
You're right, so I'm gonna guess 8652. 3996.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
What else you want to say?
2845.
He's getting more and more pissed, which is funny. Can I like, read a book? No. Play the piano? That was over there. Nope.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Up. Never mind, that was down. If anyone's watching, by the way, and you want to put anything in the chat or leave a like.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Cool, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, yes,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Before I was rudely interrupted, if flight is on, call at EXT 914 immediately. Emily. If you want to leave anything in the chat or leave a like, I wouldn't mind. It'd be fun. I like it when you use escape. Yeah, I like it when you use leave stuff in chat and, you know, talk to me and that. It's fun to interact with chat.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Damn, can I watch Netflix on all these? The biggest ass cinema ever, right here. Like, could you imagine that?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427, that's me. Come on, show me. Huh. My office right there. Also, that one says fired. Same with that one. Is there only 2 people that are fired out of all these? Don't know what the blue one says. up button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Yes,
Had he
entirely.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean, doesn't technically everyone?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
So this is like some Truman suit.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So this is like some Truman Show shit. Beat the game. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. And we're back. Yo guys, welcome back to the video. Now,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So what was I turning the machine on? Well, better find out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually, I wonder. Should we try and fuck with the narrator again?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out with my good old friend Mop. Hey Mop, how are you? I'm good. You? Interesting. Anyway. Really gonna say nothing. Okay, fine. Happy. I'll leave.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? That lay buried below his feet. An extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't. By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, sure, random.
Control facility.
This time, do we turn it on or do we escape? Actually, let me check something quickly. I'm curious. Never mind, that won't work. But yeah, do we escape or do we go turn the machine on this time? Let's definitely go turn it on. Since no one said anything.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I got an achievement called You Can't Jump just by spamming X.
Where the fuck is anyone?
The monitors jumped to life.
I have no
Their
clue.
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an
mean in the
employee
game or
in
in
the
my
building.
stream?
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to
everyone
images on
in
a
this
screen.
game has just
And
been-
Stanley, where freedom meant nothing.
We have no clue. Everyone. I don't blame him for not showing up as
This
me.
mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. Oh, had Stanley really been under someone's control? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
People probably aren't in my stream. Because
No. He
I'm
refused.
not.
Here we need a bucket.
In someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes. Anyway.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Question, is that we need a bucket thing or reference to something I do not get?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't
Yep.
just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off.
It might be a reference winking
If you want to
face.
throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
A
In the
squeaky?
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode. eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Too purple.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Exactly.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yes.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
There was a door.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Anyway, motherfucker really just turned into an evil villain like that. Like that. Jesus Christ. You know what, this time
All
I'm
of
not
his
gonna listen to you.
co-workers were gone. What
What
could it
could it
mean?
mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what, I think Stanley had a change of heart and decided to go through the door on his right because he thought the meeting room was the other way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Huh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He's locked it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
See, Stanley was going to walk upstairs, but he accidentally fell down. All the way to the bottom.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Huh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley.
I have a boss, I have an office, I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who's Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Huh. So we've got take over the place, don't take over the place, and I'm dead.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so as far as I'm aware, there's only one more option to the left, which is the escape route. Unless there is a way to stop the countdown.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
If there is a
He
way to
entered
stop
the
the
door on
countdown,
his
I will
left.
find that out and do it in the next stream, because yeah, I will.
Yet there
make
was
2
not a
episodes of
single
this.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Hi,
decided to
beaming
go
face
up to
with
his
smiling
boss's
eyes.
office. Coming to a staircase,
Hello, Isabel.
Stanley
How are
walked
you?
upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, they went the wrong way. I still can't believe they locked the broom closet after I went in it twice. 2, 4, 8. No, 2, 8.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks.
2, 8.
Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
You're
That
right.
kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I mean, how is everyone? Let's go past that, yeah. Time to escape. Time to break my button. My trigger.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I don't think I will.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
And you only live once. Unless it's this game, of course.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah, I think I'm good.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Already done it once. Huh. Guess he wasn't lying. Or maybe he was.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Huh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Excuse me? Excusez-moi? The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
A selection of the sounds used through the game and pressed each sound as if you learned. Huh. Office computers. Filing cabinets. Just like game assets corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches 2 doors in a good time. Office layout. I'll move my face cam down a bit. Sorry. I know I did this all earlier, but it's just so I can sit up a bit. Oh, that's perfect. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office and the 2 doors was the first part of the game section that was built. Sections have been added all through the development. Through the core layout, they made it almost identical. So it's the miniature paintings. This is weird. The 2 doors, the set of the 2 doors. The Stanley Parable design. Once this is created, yes, the game was immersed. Essentially, this was the first. The credits. Model design, original artwork. By the way, you can pause to read these on Kevin Brayton is the narrator. He was like the only voice actor, but yeah, you can pause to read these because I'm gonna go read them all. Boss's office. Office clock. Underground.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design.
Oh,
textbook
I don't know.
mistake.
They're throwing
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if
button
you have
pushing.
the most
Does that sound
fundamental
plausible to
understanding
you?
of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you,
Stanley
you'll probably
stood
spend the
on the
next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to
Oh,
make
these are
this
clips
easy
that
on
weren't
you.
used in the game.
Stanley walked over the bridge.
Interesting. The lounge. What's over here then? It's an echo. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the Freedom, saying Games Alpha. Countdown room. Elevator. Yeah, monorail elevator. Ending. So that's the end of this ending, so I'm gonna go look around a bit more. Z ending. The Z ending, huh? Z ending levers. These are the Z ending. Pull lever. Now you will describe how they had pulled. Huh. Their game is now paused. Begin the again. Resume. Oh, the game is now paused. Oh, cool. Escape menu for a long time. Only ended when the players restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that's what they're supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Alright, so they changed that. Z ending model. What is this Z ending they say about? Meeting room. First choice, first choice. Two options. This. Confusion ending. And an event. Maintenance. Huh. Two confusion ending. Maintenance layout. Let's do the confusion ending next or something like that. Then again, I'm confused in every ending I get in this game. I don't know why that made me jump up first. Trailers. We've done 4 trailers. Sorry I'm not reading everything. If you guys want to, I apologize. Countdown desk. The elevator and monitor room could either go up or down with this freedom. Countdown below. We abandoned when the players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the 2 endings together instead. Huh, so there is something in that countdown room. I will figure that out for the next episode. The office. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Ultra Deluxe. In December 2018, we announced Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable. Huh. The office. The lounge. The cargo lift. Never been there yet. The cargo lift. Meeting room, we're back here. Narrator emails. Dear narrator, how do you stay in shape? Sincerely, Michael. Michael the Rock Martin. Cool. Just like different emails to the narrator. Stanley's office, 427, 427. So they must have gone through multiple versions of Stanley's office. I quite like I don't know which one I like the more. It's over here. Elevator and all that. Yeah. Alright, let's go here now.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Stanley Parable, on or off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I'm gonna have to Google that because I don't want to be streaming and to turn off my PlayStation mid-stream. But if that's actually an ending, that'd be interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Tried going left, the door was
Oh,
locked.
no, it's to the right, my mistake.
I see how it's the confusion ending now. He's gonna keep telling me to here. Oh wait, no, to here. Oh wait, no, to here. Oh wait, no, to here. Until it ends somehow. I'm calling it right now.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Even he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, so it does bounce back.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright, I won't wander so far off track. I'll
All of
wander
his
even
co-workers
further.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This way.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I can't go through that one, obviously. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you. Screw it, we'll go through one at a time. This is gonna lead in an entire circle, isn't it? I don't want to go through anything in case they close behind me. Yeah, screw it here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's like all those doors end up in a circle then. They must.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Huh.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
You've been hit by, you've been shook by a smooth criminal. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it would be funny, I know it isn't. Huh. Huh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Stanley Parable
All right,
Adventure
I've got a
Line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
Do you see anything else? Huh, these lights are off. Is there a reason? I guess he doesn't say anything else. Alright, fine. We'll follow the line. Unless I walk back in here. Is it like the broom closet? How is it if I just walk back in here? No, alright, fine. Make sure I follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This is actually music, not that anyway.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Or I could just keep following the line.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Because we tried to make our own story and you...
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Go
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want to go home. I want food. I'm hungry. Oh, so it looks like a square, but it does actually go somewhere. That's cool.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I love how it keeps saying, like, trademark after some of the stuff. But I absolutely love the line. We're not vetoing it. Huh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What if I just continue to walk in circles, do you see? No, okay.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't
do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Okay, I'm assuming that's to do with the...
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Because this is to do with the Ultra Deluxe. I think this is to do with the Ultra Deluxe, which means I just strayed away from the end, the confusion ending.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
This reminds me of FNAF VR.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh.
All right, let's see it.
Circle.
The jump circle?
Oh. Wee. Oh, let's throw it out. Can we get more? Huh. And I don't get any more.
Goodness, I'm not positive. It's just elevators and content. Then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 with over 1,000 hours of new content, and oh wait, there's more. Very good. See it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying
That's
the
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, Trophy, please ignore. What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
No. I don't get a choice in this. Ha! I think there's more new content than you let on, narrator. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay, there's something flashy in there. Oh, it's just the fun. Well, people say never follow strangers into vans, but they don't say never follow strange voices into vents, so...
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Zone, sweet zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I feel like it says so Stanley Parable. It says that it keeps saying PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure this is for Xbox as well. So I wonder if it does change depending on the console you're on. I'm assuming it will. But this is actually really cool. I really like this. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Begin the game again. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I feel like these are some of the original achievements. Go outside for 5 years. That's been changed to 10 years on this, I'm pretty sure. Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. The music as well.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Still here. Memory zone maintenance. Huh. You're playing this Stanley Parable. This sounds really cool. I like this. Donkey Kong. Wait, is that Donkey Kong? I don't know why I thought it was Donkey Kong. Person of the Year.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
How? The serious room. Ooh. Sounds serious.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
What if I go down to the... Ooh, it's unlocked now.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?